What is going on, family? Yo, so we are on day. Let me actually back it up. My bad. Oh, there we go. We're on day 110 with Jesus. Day 110 to freedom, and today we're reading out the book of Matthew. So my thing is, I think I want to try to implement this to where it's like mornings with Jesus, and you guys get these videos so much more towards the morning, and then on like a day off or something like that, maybe change it up and do something. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still trying to wrap my hand around a way to make this more, how do I put it, more of a flow, not a force. If that makes sense. Because with the new gig, like I said, I was working like anywhere from like 10 to 12 hours a day, get home kind of late, this, that, and the other, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to make this work. So I'm just throwing my ideas out there. It is what it is, But we are on Matthew, of course, Matthew 25 today, parables of the 10 bridesmaids. Then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 bridesmaids who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. Sorry, meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish, and 5 were wise. The 5 who were foolish didn't take enough olive oil for their lamps, but the other 5 were wise enough to take along extra oil. When the bridegroom was delayed, they all became drowsy and fell asleep. At midnight, they were roused by the shout, "Look, the bridegroom is coming. Come out and meet him." All the bridesmaids got up and prepared their lamps. Then the 5 foolish ones asked the others, "Please give us some of your oil because our lamps are going out." But the others replied, "We don't have enough for all of us. Go to a shop and buy some for yourself." But while they were gone to buy oil, the bridegroom came. Then those who were ready went in with him, took the marriage feast, and the door was locked. Later, when the other 5 bridesmaids returned, they stood outside calling, "Lord, Lord, open the door for us." But he called back, "Believe me, I don't know you. So you too must keep watch, for you don't know the day or hour of my return." Parable of the 3 servants. Again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in portions or proportions to their ability. He then left on his trip. The servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest their money and earned 5 more. The servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. After a long time, their master returned from his trip, called them to give an account of how they had used his money. The servant to whom he had entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, "Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest, and I've earned 5 more." The master was full of praise. "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount. So now I give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." The servant who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, "Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 2 more." The master said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount. So now I give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." Then the servant with the 1 bag of silver came and said, "Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here is your money back." But the master replied, "You wicked and lazy servant, if you knew I harvest crops I didn't plant and gather crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it." Then he ordered to take the money from this servant and give it to the one with the 10 bags of silver. To those who use to those who use well what they are given, even more will be given, and they will have a abundance. But for those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away. Now throw this useless servant into the outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth, the final judgment. But when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, then he will sit upon his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered in his presence, and we will separate the people as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will place the sheep at his right hand and the goats at his left hand. Then the kingdom will say to those on his right, come, you are blessed by my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the creation of the world. For I was hungry and you fed me. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you invited me into your home. I was naked and you gave me clothing. I was sick and you cared for me. I was in prison and you visited me. Then these righteous ones will reply, Lord, when did we ever see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink, or a stranger and show you hospitality, or naked and give you clothing? When did we ever see you sick, in prison, and visit you? And the kingdom will say, I tell you the truth. When you did it to one of the least of these my brothers and sisters, you were doing it to me. Then the king will return to those on the left and say, away with you, you cursed ones, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his demons. For I was hungry and you didn't feed me. I was thirsty and you didn't give me drink. I was a stranger and you didn't invite me into your home. I was naked and you didn't give me clothing. I was sick in prison and you didn't visit me. Then they replied, Lord, when did we ever see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or sick or in prison and not help you? And he will answer, I tell you the truth, when you refuse to help the least of these my brothers and sisters, you were refusing to help me. And they will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous will go into eternal life. So out of this one, the thing that really clicks right off the rip is the fact of like how he gave these people money, and one hit it, one doubled it, one brought back some type of interest. My thing is, throughout life, I've realized we cannot be scared to try to invest our money. We cannot let it sit somewhere. So we have to try certain things if we're trying to make certain things happen for us in life. I will say that I've been that person that would let it sit and sit and sit. And eventually it will be gone from like either bills, eating out, this, that, and the other, and now I have nothing to show for, right? But the thing about this is like letting it sit and not doing anything with it does nothing, you know? So it's like, why not try something? Try to invest it, try to double it, try to, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, moving fear out of the way of losing that little bit that's making you comfortable in life to possibly making something out of it. And the thing about it is, if you don't make something out of it, at least you tried, and then you double back and you punt and you try again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't let something sit whenever you have the possibility of like making it bring freedom or making it bring more, you know? And that's something that I had to like, that's something that I can say I related to this one, because I was one of those people that I would just let my money sit in the bank and then it does nothing. So now as I get money and as I compound money and get a certain amount of money, I try to see if there's some way I can invest it either into my business or either into myself, into my family, or into something that's going to make something like get some type of return, you know? But like just letting it sit, you're not going to get anywhere. So if you're sitting on something and you're wondering if this message is for you, yes, it is for you. Invest in yourself, invest in your business, and invest in your dreams. And don't let up until you fulfill them. You know what I'm saying? We gotta fail. If you fail trying to do it, then fail forward. Actually, if you fail, you're already failing forward because you're already trying, so you're failing forward. Oh, I fell forward, but like whenever you do the wrong thing, of course you're gonna fail. You're gonna take a couple steps back. But the thing about it is, though, at least you're trying, because a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are sitting with the fact of like just in comfort and accepting what's given to them. You're trying, we're trying, and that's all we can do. The thing about it is like when we're not trying, then, you know, clearly we're comfortable, cool. And also, if you ain't comfortable, then clearly you're probably failing because you're not trying anything. So don't let things sit. Utilize them, take action. Make movement. Put feet on your prayers. But yeah, we're gonna hop off here, man, and get this day started, I guess you could say, and just go from there. So you guys already know what it is. Like I said, I'm trying to make these things more of a routine, more of a flow and not forced. And I guess we're gonna see how this goes, right? You know, day 110, let's go. Peace, love, and happiness. Big faith.